Okay, I'm just doing a quick sound check. The volume seemed a little bit low in the last stream, the one last week. So if people in the chat, you could just let me know whether it should be louder, should be quieter, or if it's just right, like whatever works for you. Thank you there, Maximilian. All right, so far sounds good. Good. Okay. I'm gonna stick with the level it's at then. Thank you. Hello everyone, we are here, we are live, we are ready to go, and we are once again in my Beautified stock live stream, picking up exactly, well, almost exactly where we left off at the conclusion of the stream last week. And for those people that are new to the series, this is my Beautified stock live stream. All the parts, all the gameplay are stock, except for some mods to help pretty things up. Here in the VAB, you really can't see too much as far as things prettying things up. Other than that, I do have the ReStock mod installed that does give me some extra textures and things when it comes to the stock parts. But everything you basically see in here, you can do in a purely stock game. So just to explain what's going on, I am investigating putting down a base. Maybe we'll get that started towards the end of this stream. I don't know. But right now we need to send some Kerbals to kind of survey the scene and pick the absolute perfect spot for our base. And to that end, last week put a rover near the area where I want the base to go. And last week towards the end, we started building this lander that is going to take our Kerbals there. So well, yeah, that's what this is. This is not a lander that's designed to come back to Kerbin and enter back into the atmosphere. I have a station in orbit about the moon, and this is a lander that's meant to go from the station down to the moon and then back up again. And I did make a couple of very, very minor changes, and actually there's another change I need to make in just a little bit, but there was a comment in the chat right at the conclusion of the stream. Don't forget the solar panels. I had forgotten the solar panels at that point, so I ended up putting on, I guess there are 5 solar panels because I took away this one because I didn't want to interfere with my nice little spotlight there for my docking port, and that should be sufficient. This thing isn't exactly going to use a lot of power, and I also, if we kind of zoom in here, hid a couple of cubic octagonal struts, well 5 really, to, although they're completely not necessary, to give the illusion there's some structure under there to support these solar panels. So I did do that. One other thing though, so the main thing we're going to do is really get this thing to the moon and get it down there on the surface. So another thing though is, and I forgot about this lot, but the idea for this lander is to service as a go-between between the station that's in orbit about the moon and the base that's going to be down there on the moon. And I would like this lander to be able to dock with the base, not just the station, but also with the base. So, I think I want to put some wheels on it. I've done this with my landers in the past, put some wheels on it, and I'll show you exactly what I mean. I'm going to put this on the mirror symmetry, and I'm going to grab... This is a great way, by the way, to put together base modules. When we go to construct the base, you'll see me doing this more, but to grab these small landing gear and to stick them, let's put on the snap and put it on two-way symmetry. A couple like this. I'll do my best to kind of hide these. I might have to move the lights too. And a couple on the other side. You're gonna, yeah. And we'll see what we can do to make these a little less conspicuous. But basically, you can land, retract the landing gear, and then use RCS to kind of drive it around. So that's going to be the idea. Now, what I'd like to do, let's take these lights off for now. And we'll figure out, I want to see if I can make these a little less conspicuous. Now, number one is I do have the... what is this called? Simple Repaint, I believe is what it's called. To try and see if I can get a color like a light gray or a dark gray that kind of blends in a little bit better. Like that. Let's see what we can do here. And you drive, obviously, very cautiously. I think that goes without saying. But what I'd like to do is to get these placed in such a way that when they are retracted, you basically barely notice that they're there. That's what's gonna be the goal. So I'm gonna tilt these up a little bit, maybe a little bit on the other side as well, to give it a little bit of a wider wheelbase. Because width of the wheelbase is what's going to be a problem. And sometimes what you can do too is use some structural parts to kind of hide these a little bit better. And I'm going to need to raise the landing gear too. Maybe if we take these guys now, whoops, they're not coming. Maybe kind of use these to kind of, these cargo containers, to use those to kind of hide those. Okay. I don't think it's completely... Oh, they're barely above the engine cone. Well, we can maybe tuck the cone in a bit. Just a little. Not terrible, I don't think. Let's see, maybe tilt this a little more. Alright, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to move up the landing gear. Whoops, shoot. That was a mistake. Landing gear might be a smidge heavy. Oh, I don't want that gear there to end up interfering. Yeah, it might work okay. May work okay. Come in a bit. I mean, it'll be a bit of a drop, but I think that's okay. Thank you, Nathan, and welcome, Jack. I'm glad you're able to make the stream. And, can this lander do all the stuff without Kerbals? No, actually it can't, because I also have in the lander some of these deployable science parts, so I do want to get some Kerbals down to the surface to do said deployment. Now, there are actually no Kerbals are going to go there with it. The Kerbals that I tend to bring down to the surface. I'm gonna give this a go. I'm wondering if... What are the other landing gears? See, these I think are a little bit too small. Here, let's take the mirror off. Oh, put the mirror on. These I think are a little too wimpy. I think so. Mirror off. There we go. Yeah, I'm not sure I'm a fan of that. Okay, let's give this a save. And I'm just going to launch it, and I'm just going to see. Looks awful tippy. That's why you got to be careful. Now, it'll still land on the landing legs. And then you put the gear down, and then you extend the legs is the way it'll work. So when you're driving, you're hopefully already on a flat surface, and you won't have to go very far, because the idea is to already land close by. So the idea is these guys will retract. I have to put these on action groups. And then you put on RCS. Maybe a little SAS might not be. Well, maybe not. RCS, take the SAS off. And then... oh, wait. How does... Oh, wait. Control from here. This will make this easier. If you control from here... There we go. There we go. And then... See? Can't even see the puffs. Oh, I think I turned down the thrust limiter on those a lot. So you can drive... I don't know. We'll see how it goes. No, definitely will not be going down any slopes with the wheels. The idea is to land really close to your destination and then just use it only for the docking to the station. That's the whole idea. And then normally these would be retracted and hopefully a little bit tucked out of the way. I think it's okay. I think it's okay. Now, one thing is it only has 30 units of monopropellant, which is the monopropellant that's in this command capsule. I think I might just put in a little bit more. These guys are 7, so if I put on 2 of them... Oh, I guess they kind of work down here, don't they? If I put down just 2 more... Oh, that's just 1. That way. And sort of... just to give a little bit more monopropellant, kind of slide them back in here a little bit. Sure. Yeah, okay, that's cool, that's cool. Okay, so I think that is more close to what I have hopefully coming with the lander. Oh, I want to get into action groups because, okay, we'll keep these guys on the action groups, but we want these ones off the action group. So if I go to the gear action group, I don't want those guys on there because that would be mixy-uppy. And let's see, let's put the ladder on 2. And let's put on 9. I'll never remember this. The landing gear. Extend, retract, and the other ones. Hopefully you'll get to see this in action. And oh, I should also put those landing lights back. Landing lights, landing lights, landing lights. Because I do like having landing lights. Can I get away with... Oh, come on. There we go. Three-way symmetry. Why won't you turn, you stinker? There we go. Actually, they're kind of... I don't like how they're clipping a little bit into the cargo containers. Get them so they're not doing that. Well, hopefully that'll be okay. We'll end up seeing how this works out. And for these guys, what you want to do is take them out of the light action group. So these are the Illuminator Mark 1s, right? That one. Out of the action group, and you want to put them into the gear action group so that they will toggle on and off with the landing gear. Okay, I think I got this kind of the way I want. Start in a retracted position. Okay, so the next part of all this is getting this to the moon. So I got myself a little bit of a budget in my head, and let's see if we can do this. So again, we're going to do this with... Oh, these are arranged by mass, so I want them by the TD-12 decoupler to go underneath that Terrier. Probably a 1.875 meter fairing. Just going to guess that again. Try and make it a little cleaner than it's been in the past. Alright, we'll just go with that. Clamshell deploy. 4 sides. Lots of ejection force. Okay. That will go with that, so those go at the same time. Yeah, okay. And so now what I need is some sort of stage. I'm in the 1.875 meter size range, so let's see what we can find. And as always, these are not in a sensible order. At least in my mind, they're not. I always find this. I guess it doesn't help that so many of the parts sort of look the same. That's kind of the part I was looking for. Whoops. And I'll get myself something like the Cheetah engine under that. And I'm looking for this stage to be in around, like this, just this single stage around 2100, 2200 meters per second. You can see it's nowhere near, so we gotta step it up a little bit. Maybe this fella. And I might go to the bigger size. Oh, let's... This fairing will be deployed before that, so there we go. So 1874, a little bigger. Still, oh, the thrust to weight is decent. I'm wondering if I should have gone to a 1.25 meter size. I'm thinking that might not be a bad idea. Yeah, let's abandon this fairing. Go up a size. Go up a size to the 2.5 meter size. That should make the fairing a little cleaner too. Come on, up, just straight up. That's all I want. I don't want anything complicated. There we go. Okay, and so now we'll go to the 2.5 meter size, which are down here for some reason, like so, and then perhaps a poodle underneath of that. Where's my happy poodle engine? There we go. Ah, there's much more. So 2373, not too far off from what I'm thinking about. Oh, thank you there, Ostuma. I suck at the game, but I keep up the grind. Yeah, it's all about keeping at it. Keep at it. Actually, you know what the thing is with this game is for those people that are new to the game, it really is a handful of skills. Like being able to build a decent rocket, being able to get that rocket reliably into orbit, understanding how to do a transfer, and I would say as well doing things like rendezvous and dockings, and sort of once you get those skills down, the rest of it's just scaling. The rest of it's just making it bigger, making it smaller to whatever is appropriate. Like, really, it doesn't get any more difficult, I think, than those things. Okay, I'm looking at trying to make this just a little bit more fuel. That's a little bit too much. 24, that's still too much. Wow, let's go with a couple of the little... We can sneak them under here. Oh wait, I got too much fuel as it is. What am I talking about? I'm just silly. Don't worry about me. No, it's good. The fuel situation's good. I'm gonna go to... I like with the poodle that... Let's go orange today. Alright. So there we go. This will now, by my calculations, get us from the upper atmosphere of Kerbal to basically a landing. But I think our first target is going to be the station. Now I just need to finish off and do the rest of this. So putting about a stage under it that's in around 26, something like that. Always a good plan for those people that are new to building rockets is think about, and this is kind of like what real world rockets are like as well, think of a high efficiency upper stage, something with a high efficiency upper stage engine. Don't worry too much about thrust, though this guy actually has quite maybe I should go with a smaller engine because that's quite a lot of thrust. You can get much closer and around the 1 range, and if you can get away with a lighter engine, I don't really think I can. The skiff is a little lighter. Well, a lot more. No, I'm going to stick with what I got. But with a lighter vacuum stage engine, and then you build the booster under it to get it off the ground. So sort of always thinking 2 stages, an upper stage and then the lower stage. And that's a good way to go kind of pretty much all rockets, maybe adding some side boosters if you need them. But generally, kind of always going in with that game plan's gonna get you going in the right direction. Okay, looking for the jumbo. That's the one I'm looking for. And good old mainsail, I think, underneath that. So I'm looking for this stage to be in around, yeah, that's about right. That is plenty of thrust. Oh my golly. That's more thrust than I think I need, but I might need a bit more fuel. Yeah, something in around 2,600 meters per second for this lower stage. And then this upper stage. I'm trying to think if I might get away with a lighter engine. Like that was the mainsail. With its 1,500 units of vacuum thrust. I think the skipper won't be enough. No, not even close. So unfortunately, I don't think I have a good in-between one to stick in there. So I think it's going to be a mainsail just dialed down a lot. Like so. A hint of aerodynamicness. I think some, I'm just thinking some reaction wheels would be in order too. Like so. Let's put in some reaction wheels right in there. I do have the large ones, which should fit in there nicely. I'm clipping in the ground a little bit. It doesn't hurt to build too much. Jeepers, I think this is it. Launch clamps. Actually, before I do that, let's think about textures. I'm kind of gone orange up here. Should I just keep... Oh, wait, that doesn't... Back to the original. Oh, does this not change the shroud color? Oh, look at that. Thank you. I don't know if I want to go all orange, though. Bum, bum. It's important to look the part. There, a little white down here at the bottom. Okay. There. Fix up the staging. Want the launch thrust to weight ratio much lower than 2.23. There. I used to be really fussy about this. I'm a little less fussy about it now. Then I get 1.33. Okay. I'm thinking this is pretty good. I'm trying to think if I'm missing anything, but I don't really think so. No. If anything, it's overbuilt, but I don't think that's a problem. So let's make sure no Kerbals are aboard. Nope. Make sure the gear is all what I'm looking for. Sometimes when you grab something, it doubles it up and you suddenly mess up the gear, but that's okay. Let's do it. Let's do it and see what happens. So, oh wait, no, I want to set up the fairing. That's what I want to do. Action groups. Always like to put the fairing on an action group. I, for whatever reason, always use action group 5, and then I take the fairing out of the staging, so I don't have to look at it anymore. And then that way I can stage the fairing when I feel I need to, as opposed to where it is in the staging diagram. Okay, lunch. Trying the mammoth. Oh. Is the mammoth like... Oh, well. Maxim was suggesting the mammoth instead of the skipper. If I have to go back, I'll take a look at that. Or not the skipper, it's the mainsail I have under there. I will take a look. But right now, we're just going to go into orbit, and then we're going to make our way towards the moon. I think... Yeah, let's just do it. So, bump and bump. We're off. And I like always... Different people talk about different thrust to weight ratios, but I like it in the 1.33 to maybe the upper 1.3 somethings, 1.36, 3.8, something like that. And I don't think it's anything particularly magical about that thrust to weight ratio. It's just that it gives me a predictability. I kind of know how this rocket is going to ascend now. Like all my rockets ascend in much the same way, even though they could be of very different sizes and very different designs. So right now I got it locked to the prograde vector. I actually think I might turn off the lock to prograde there for a little bit, because I think I'm going a little bit steeply. But I want to get the heading at 90 degrees. Again, off with the stability assist for a little bit, gets it to kind of hold its vector for a while, so it doesn't fall over quite so quickly. Okay, now let's put it back on prograde again. There we go. And yeah, okay, now I'm just going to ride up that and watch this time to apoapsis. When it gets in close around 50 seconds, I start reducing the throttle. Same old if you've seen these streams before. We'll just kind of ride this up. I'm hoping I have. That's the joy of a live stream, is I'm always in the back of my mind thinking, there's something you forgot. There's something you forgot that you're going to wait. Oh, the mammoth is lighter and cheaper and almost have the same thrust weight. Okay, I'll take a look at it. We'll see. You know what, I'm going to take it off the lock to prograde. I think I'm a smidge low, and then that will keep it kind of pointing up a bit. Notice it's, you know, sort of holding its vector a little bit higher than the prograde vector is. As soon as I start seeing a few of these little flamey flames, I kind of like to say, oh, I'm a little high. Okay, reduce throttle a little more. Keep that apoapsis nearby. Nope. I'm going to need more throttle because I'm on the poodle. Ooh, not that much throttle. Poodle's pretty powerful. Okay, let's lock it back on prograde. Okay. And there we go. All right, let's deploy the fairing. There it goes. We can put on our lights, whatever they're worth. How much did I miss? Not much. I finished off, basically just took the lander. I put some wheels on it that I explained at the time, but it's more or less the same lander that we saw at the conclusion of the last stream last week, and then I just built a booster under it, and I'm just on my way to orbit, hopefully, and on our way to the moon after that. No Kerbals aboard, right? No. They'd be down here, of course. Now, for those people that are new, they can see a little more of the beautified part in this. My beautified live stream. Okay, so we're just waiting until our apoapsis hits the 80-kilometer mark. I think I'm going to stop playing with the throttle at this point. Just let it kind of build up. Mastodon. Okay, now I've heard Mastodon. Okay, we have a discussion about engines. Unfortunately, I can't go back. I'm not going to go back to the VAB to look at engines. I heard the Mammoth, heard the Mastodon. I'm happy with my choices. I'm happy with my choices. Always when it comes, I've mentioned this in so many streams, but I'm so much more just a get her done type of guy. Get it so that it works, and then call it. Okay, we are at our target apoapsis more or less. Just got to kind of get ourselves up into space. Periapsis is like 48 kilometers. It is dropping because I'm a little lower in the atmosphere than I typically would like, but that's okay. We'll do a little puff as we get closer to the top, closer to the 70 kilometers, and we'll get this back up to 80 again. But it does mean that our actual insertion will be trivial. Here, let's put this back. Use a little bit of fuel to put that back on 80. There we go. What do you plan to do, excuse me, with this stream? We've got this lander. It's on its way to Moon Station, a station in orbit about the moon. We're going to put a couple Kerbals in it. We're going to get it down to the surface near where our rover is that I put there last stream. And we're going to go looking for a good spot for our base. And if all goes well, we'll be starting to think about what that base might look like before the end of the stream. So that's kind of the plan. I think that's going to keep me busy. So, again, we are almost in an orbit. Not quite in an orbit. There we go. Oh, I just figured out what the... Okay. I got asked about IFT2, and for the right at the time, this was just before the stream started, and I just realized that IFT2, of course, is Integrated Flight Test 2, the Starship that, as of this recording, happened last Friday, the second Starship integrated test with both Starship and the Super Heavy Booster. What did I think about it? It was entertaining. I mean, I'll always say that I will always find those things entertaining. It is I know the media. I always like hating saying that word. You know, the media, like it's this evil entity. Why'd I do that? I wanted to set that as a target. Silly. There we go. Go back to here. But the media's coverage of science and stuff sometimes leaves something to be desired. I don't think it's out of malice. I think it's out of more ignorance and also just not wanting to keep it simple and not wanting to explain too much to their audience. Really, or else they feel like they'll lose readers if they get too technical. So, you know, they're reporting it as a failure, which is kind of annoying because it clearly isn't. It was clearly meant to. It was meant to go as far as it was going to go. I'm sure they would have liked it to get to the point where Starship belly flopped into the Pacific Ocean, but you know that didn't happen. But I think that was part of the expectations that something like, you know, there was a good chance it wasn't going to meet all its mission objectives. In fact, there was a better chance than not that it was going to not meet all its mission objectives. So yeah, I enjoyed it. It's what it was. Okay, I'm just trying to get this in as close as I can. Our station, I should show it to people, is right here in a polar orbit. Now, actually, this is a great situation. This is a good thing to talk about. Okay, so what we're going to do, so we want to rendezvous with this station that's in this polar orbit about the moon. I put it in a polar orbit because that gives me access to every biome on the moon. It's a really handy thing to have a station in a polar orbit, but it does mean that when I go to rendezvous with it, right now you can see we're coming in along this trajectory, and by the way, the game shows you what the situation is when you cross into the moon's SOI. So this is going to be our trajectory into the moon, and you can see that there is a substantial angle between our trajectory coming in and the orbit that we're aiming for. And so we would have to make a pretty substantial, I don't know what that is, about a 30-degree inclination change, and that could get expensive. And an easy way to deal with that is to simply take that maneuver. You know, don't go in here and make the change, I mean, unless you are very impatient and you want to. But if I push ahead, let's say 5 orbits, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then I adjust the timing back, so that trajectory is again hitting the moon about smack dab in the middle. Like that. Might up this timing here a little bit. See how that angle has changed, right? And the angle has changed because the moon is going around in its orbit, and this orbit here is maintaining its orientation in space thanks to conservation of angular momentum. So the station's maintaining its orbit as relative to the stars, but the moon is turning under it as it revolves, as it goes around Kerbal, and the end result is that there's this apparent, it feels like the orbit's changed, but really it's the moon that's changed. But this angle has changed is what it's amount to. So all you got to do is go ahead another 6, 7, 8, 9, maybe 10 orbits this time, and then we'll bring the time down to get this trajectory. We should be getting the trajectory back. Right here it comes. You know, and all I have to do is pick the right orbit so that I end up with a very, now I'm looking at the angle on this side, so I end up with a very small. Now that does mean I got to wait some time. Right now so far I'm waiting about a day. Let's go another 5 orbits. Oh wait, I'm pushing the wrong button. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll bring it back. But this is the way you rendezvous with a polar orbit in and around another body, or you make the plane change. I mean, that's up to you. But this is the cheaper way to do it. There's no doubt about that. It's whether you want to spend the fuel to do it quickly, or whether you want to save the fuel and just wait a little bit. Oh, look how close we are now. Let's tweak that in. Maybe like just 2 more orbits. 1, 2. I really probably want to bring this down now. The time scale down, because we're really close. So what I want is for that incoming trajectory to be, I think I went a little far. I think I went a little past. So I'm going to back off an orbit. It looks like I'm bouncing on either side of it. That's okay. But either way, what's clearly obvious, I think if I change the timing just a little bit, I can get, it's the incoming trajectory I'm really interested in. You can see I got that incoming trajectory coming right in along the same plane as our station's orbit. Okay, we got to wait a couple of days, but that's okay. That's okay. So I'm going to do a quick F5 because I always like to do that before I do burns. I'm actually going to turn down the thrust limiter on this thing because I don't like how long that burn is. There we go. Or how short the burn is. Okay. A little bit of, okay, seizure warning. I always think about those flashing light warnings after the fact, but oh well. That's done. Okay, put it on the maneuver node. We time warped a couple days. There we go. Oh, I've still got it locked to the normal vector. That's why. Oh, absolutely. Stephanus is saying getting back to Starship, and you know, the stage 0 improvement, though, to be quite frank, stage 0 in the first test launch was rather stupid. That was, I don't know what that was about, but the stage 0 was a heck of a lot better. That's the launch pad, really, the launch tower stand, really, and also the hot staging worked perfectly. At least as far as I could tell. As far as at least what SpaceX is telling us. Okay, 2 and 1 and go. There we go. Not that I am any kind of expert on this. Okay. Oh, I should also here deploy that antenna, right? Isn't it not put that on 0? 0. Oh, maybe I did not. I would have thought I would have, but I might have just forgot to. Okay, let's extend that antenna before we get too far away from Kerbal. Alright. And I'm getting like 0 engine sounds. I don't know if it's because the engine or what. Sometimes I find that happens. Suddenly the sound on engines is just gone. Okay, we're going to watch this from up here. Just tweak this a little bit over back onto the maneuver node. Okay. And again, what we're looking for, is it coming? There it is. It's getting that trajectory. Boop. Beaut. I like it. I like it. I like it a lot. Okay, and so this is our target, so we'll set that as a target. Clearly our goal is not to hit the moon, but what we can do now is, through a mid-course correction, avoid this. Now, if you're rendezvousing with something in orbit about another body, always pay attention to which way around it's going. So I can see the station is coming around this way, so we want our trajectory to come south of the moon, so we'll be coming around in the same way. So that's going to be a anti-normal adjustment. You can also tell by looking at the AN or the DN, if that angle is more than 90 degrees, you're going the wrong way. It's 1.2 degrees for those people that might have some trouble seeing it. Okay, and like that. I'm going to just select that periapsis just temporarily, and we're going to just see, yeah, I'm going to just move the timing of it to maximize that. There, about there. Just to get the burn in its most efficient location. Oh my gosh, look at that. It looks like, oh, just by coinkydink, it looks like we're going to be coming in like really close to the station. That's more than just a little bit terrifying. Let's add a little bit of radial, I think. Maybe this way. Yeah. I think it's a little too far away. Okay, we'll bring the periapsis down so that it's just touching the orbit. And the thing you want to look, yeah, they're a little too far away now. Look for a second like we're going to come straight into a rendezvous. What you want to do, let's get that periapsis off, is you want to have this periapsis, that little encounter indicator in orange, I'm hoping people can see it, and either the AN or the DN all right on top of each other. And I can see that the AN's not quite there, so I use a little bit of radial. Just like that. And that tells me right now I am crossing the orbit right there. I am missing by a little bit, specifically 154 kilometers, but that's okay. We can deal with that when we get there. All right. So that is a 32 meter per second correction. Again, we're going to do a little F5. A little put this on the normal vector for the solar panels. A little turning down the throttle limiter some more to make this burn not so quite so short. And maybe even a little more. Okay, let's get there. Yep. And flipping around anti-normal, if I recall correctly. And this is what I mean by just, like, some skills. Like, I certainly didn't learn all this stuff when it took me a long time to get, you know, where I am now when it comes to KSP. But as you start picking up the skills, those skills are transferable, right, to other situations. You know, right now I'm about the moon, but there's no reason why you don't do the exact same thing around anything else if you're going for a polar orbit. Okay, I'm just going to start. I don't have to wait for the time to get to 0. Because it's not that time sensitive, this burn. Let's see if we can get a better view at it from here. Right about there. Let's see. Let's see what that's like. Maybe a little RC. I just put the RCS on. What's a little N? That makes it worse. A little more H's. I think that's making it better. We'll go with that. I'm sure it's close enough. Okay. Boom, 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 boom. Again, solar panels. Oh, RCS off, RCS off. In fact, while I'm thinking about it, I just noticed if you take your show actuation toggles on your RCS and you, oh, they're way up here, turn off the yaw, the pitch, and the roll, because reaction wheels are always good enough for dealing with that. And then you won't use RCS every time you reorient the vehicle. Another tip. Okay. Let's get to the moon, so. Or not get, we're really going to the station right now, and then we'll load in some Kerbals. Where are you, moon? Is the moon coming out of the sun at us again? Yes, it is. There's the moon. There's the moon. For those people that are wondering as well, I'm just thinking about it now, so I'll mention it, is KSP 2, of course, is coming up with their Force Science upgrade. That, whoops, let's put it on there. That hopefully will be great, and when that comes out, I will be switching this live stream, at least for a time, to KSP 2, and I'll be trying out that thing. I'll do it live. You'll get my honest opinion on what I think about it, and we'll kind of play it by ear by then. So all that I've heard is that the release is in December, so I don't know anything more than that. As far as I know, nobody does, but so when in December I don't know, but when it's out I will give her a try, and I'll try it live, and I'll do it blind. I won't look at it ahead of time, okay, or I won't look either at what anybody else is doing. Okay, so I got a 0.2 kilometer separation coming up. So the idea of this burn is that you're coming in, you're doing a burn, you're going into this little bit of an elliptical orbit here, but it's going to be timing in such a way so that when you go around one more time, you're right there at your target. Okay, so I just want to again orient this for solar panel purposes. Although it makes no difference, I always like to have the vessel pointing up on the screen. Makes me feel like I'm in control. You know, it's not just me that do, like, if you watch most science fiction shows, I mean, Star Trek is a perfect example. You always notice the vessel is always upright. Unless something's gone really, or unless they're doing something fancy in the newer shows. You're doing a barrel roll or something like that, which makes no sense, but they do it. What am I doing here? Oh, I want to upgrade, increase the throttle limiter. But for the most part, the vessel's always upright unless there's something wrong, which I find really kind of fun. And when they meet another vessel, that vessel is oriented in the same way vertically. I always find that funny. Okay, moon, where are you? There you are. Okay, F5 again. Let's get down there. Nathan predicts it'll be almost sandbox science mode. Yeah, they're not going for the same contract system that KSP 1 has, which I don't think is a bad thing. I think their contract system, or at least the contracts that they have, is actually one of the weakest parts of the game. But So they promise a completely different, what they call like an adventure mode or a campaign mode. There won't be a separate contract mode and science mode. I know that much. So exactly what they have planned, I don't know. But I'm looking forward to it. I'm hoping it is very different from KSP1. But I am hoping it's not just simply virtually sandbox. That would be a little disappointing. Just because I'm not much of a sandbox player guy. Okay, let's see. What do we got? 10 seconds to the burn. 5, and 4, and 3, and 2, and 1, and go. All right. Here, let's lock that onto retrograde, cut throttle there a little bit. And what I'm really looking at now is this close encounter, the intersect distance over on the far left there. Just minimizing that. Oh, I went a little too far. I saw that. I saw 200 and something meters, so we'll use RCS to kind of back off a bit. Oh, 160, 129, 100. Okay, that's clearly going to be good enough. Clearly that's good enough. Okay. All right, we're going to be at the station in 55 minutes. Just under an hour. Oh, I'm still locked to retrograde. That's why we're spinning around in an aimless fashion. Okay. Again, always F5 before time warping. Just I always like to watch from here. As you can see, here's us. Here's the station. We're in a little bit of a higher orbit, so we're going to take a little longer to come around. And that will slow us down enough that the station will catch up to us. Oh, and I'm noticing here, this time often gets wrong down here. So you gotta be a little careful with that. Yeah, let's watch from here. So about 9 minutes away. But then as soon as I start time warping, it goes wrong. We just gotta be a little cautious. Slap her onto, we're on target here. Slap her on retrograde, about 3.5 minutes away. There we are. 3.6 kilometers to the station. We have ourselves a crew. I know Bill's there. I think Bill, Bob, and Valentina are there, and another scientist, but I've honestly, I think, forgotten I think Phil K, I believe, is my other scientist. Okay, we can get ourselves a lot closer. Our relative velocity with the target's pretty low. It's because our orbits were so similar coming in here. Okay, let's a little bit of burning this way, pushing that retrograde icon towards the target. Boom, boom. 28 meter separation. I'm just going to stop the time warp every once in a while just to sort of see. 45 seconds. Okay. Slowing down a bit more again. And if I were to, you know, people were to ask me, what should I practice the most in KSP? Like, I would practice doing rendezvous and doing docking until you feel like you're comfortable with them. Because that opens a lot, in my mind. You're not just building single one-off missions all the time. You're doing it gives you all kinds of options of other things you could be doing. Okay. Station is coming into view. Okay, we're about a minute and a half. So what I'm going to do, let's see, I got to think about where I'm going to dock. we're not going to be there for very long. Oh, this right here, right you. Set as a target. Beautiful. Whoops. I'm kind of amazed I was able to click on that. Usually I have to move the camera over there and stuff. Okay. This way, move a little this way, maybe slow down a little more. Okay, that's good. All right, now we're going to switch to control point to this docking port. And that, of course, completely changes the Navball, so I got to figure out which way around this has got to go. And I should have somewhere on the Navball, there it is, my docking alignment indicator, my one sheet that I've allowed me. It really helps orient all this stuff. Helps a little bit. It's not like doesn't do everything for you by any means, but it does get it so that your two docking ports are parallel to each other, which is nice. Next part I need to do is get the prograde icon, the target icon, and my little bird icon all in a line, and that means I'm going in the right direction. I think I need to come in a little more, get the prograde icon closer to the target. The RCS balance is clearly kind of very off. I guess that's really not too surprising, because the thruster blocks were all way up here. There's nothing down here to kind of balance this big pendulum down here at the bottom. But I'm sure we can. Reaction wheels are a powerful friend. Hello, Jen. Glad you can make it. Alright, we are just about docked here with our station in orbit about the moon. We're going to transfer over some Kerbals. And then we're going to be going down to the surface. Actually, what I should do is get ready to toggle some torqueys here. I want to toggle the reaction wheels that are built into that. Because we might have to be docked for a little bit because we got to wait for our orbit to be over our landing site. There we go. Okay, so we are docked. Toggle torque, woggle, where? Okay, there are reaction wheels built into this. Oh, maybe there aren't. Maybe the reaction wheels aren't in that crew cabin. I must have put reaction wheels someplace else. Where are you, my little reaction wheels? Aim the camera. Doesn't look like I have them on the top. Are you sure they're not in here? Am I blind? Probably. No, I don't see toggle torque. Where are my reaction wheels? Did I do something goofy like stick them in the fuel can or something? Oh, there they. I think that's them. Oh my gosh. Well done, sir. Toggle that torque. They're hiding inside. Okay, so let's first of all transfer over our crew. So you can see we got Bob, Phil K, Valentina, and Bill. You can only put 2 people into here. I want there to be an engineer and a scientist. There is no choice at all as to the engineer, because our only engineer here is Bill. So Bill, you are going aboard. There you go. And I think for our scientist, we'll probably... Phil K has orbited Kerbin, orbited the sun, orbited Eve, orbited Killy, orbited the moon, but never landed on the moon. Bob, though, has landed on the moon, right? Yes, he's planted a flag on the moon. So we're going to use Phil K. He'll get, or she'll get, a little bit of experience out of the deal. Okay. All right, so that's good. Good. So now we have a rover on the surface right here. That is going to be our target. I'm also not set it as a target because I know I'm gonna have 5 because I know it'll go away as soon as I undock. But the issue is going to be, you know, we got to wait for it to be under our orbit. I'm not gonna go at night, so we're gonna time warp until it is all the way around over here onto the day side. And the icons, I don't know what that's about. Why they do that. It's very strange when I time warp. Or at least time warp quickly. We can, yeah, if I turn the SAS off, that will turn off all the... But I want the SAS on for the station. So that the station will maintain its orientation. I don't like to see the station kind of move around. Okay, we'll get in kind of close. Okay, probably on our next orbit. So let's get to here. What do you think? No, maybe the one after that. I think the one after that. That's F5. So if this turns out to be a bad decision... Nah, I think I made a good decision. Okay, we're gonna go. We're gonna go. Let's do it. Let's do it. We're gonna get ready to go. So, we are just going to undock. I'm still time warping. Undock. Okay, we are going to once again turn on those reaction wheels. Might have been a good idea to put those on an action group, given where they are. I think I ended up putting them inside when I moved that engine up. We are going to put on SAS. We will control from here just momentarily, just to back away from the station. Okay, and then we'll control from this one. Alright, and we are here. Moon's there. Let's set this as a target. We're also going to be performing a retrograde burn around here somewhere. So right now I actually kind of want to point myself prograde. Don't hit the station. And just kind of puff very gently in this direction. That should be enough. That's just to move away from the station so that when we go to do our retrograde burn, we don't have to worry about anything. Still got plenty of monopropellant, so that's not going to be an issue. And I have 1,948 meters per second at delta V. So clearly fuel's not going to be an issue for the landing. What is the second lander on the moon's surface? Oh, there's a second rover over here. Yeah, that was just from a previous stream. There's a rover that I built on the surface. I honestly can't remember why anymore. Why I did it, I just did. Okay, we're gonna get ourselves maybe about quarter of an orbit. Yeah, about here. Put this on retrograde. And then comes the fun part of trying to get as close to that lander as you can. That's gonna be fun. Okay, let's first of all though start decreasing our orbit. I got a feeling while we're there, yeah, we're going to have to pull it a bit. What way's that way? West. We're going to have to pull it a little... Or, sorry, we're going to have to pull it eastward. We're coming westward. I can see that. So, probably now would be a good idea. That is a anti-normal direction. My right-hand rule from my physics classes helped me with that one. So, I just need to pull this trajectory. I guess I could also said it was eastward. Right, 90 degrees on the Navball. Go a little bit this way. There we go. Hopefully that'll be good. Back on retrograde. Put this on surface. Roll it a little bit this way. Get back to here. Put this onto free so that the ground stays below us. I much prefer the ground being below us. How are we doing? Oh, going a little quick. I think I need to come a little more westward again. Or a little more eastward, I'm sorry. Oh, shoot. It's not pointing the way I want. I have to put it on orbit. Now I'm going to go eastward. That should be good, I think. There's about 360 meters per second left in this stage, which is great. Likely we'll be losing it before we hit the surface. That's kind of what we're aiming for. And probably decrease this altitude more. Or bring down this trajectory. Kind of keeping the bird on the horizon, because I'm really just interested in killing off horizontal velocity more than anything. Stop a little early, maybe about there. Looks all right, I think. I'm going to do another quick save. Always I'm going to give myself permission to quick save in these scenarios and to revert if things don't go well. Hello, Rising Sun. I'm glad you can make it. Okay, so you can see also, if I point on the Navball here, here is the, I guess, the anti-target icon, but that's showing where this is, and our retrograde icon. And as we fall, this retrograde icon will tend to fall towards the top of the Navball. You want to keep this retrograde icon. If the retrograde icon goes above here, that means you're going to fall short, I think. Yes. So you want to keep this retrograde icon for now kind of where it is. But I think actually I need to push it a little. You don't want to put it right on here or else you'll end up falling short for sure. Like if you push this onto here, you'll fall short. But you can, I think I can push it a little closer. You can also look at our trajectories here. Coming in. All right, 57 meters per second left in this, but then there's still 1,500 left in the next stage. Oh, I know what someone mentioned last time. Let's, if I open up Kerbal Engineer, open up that second HUD, edit it, there is a, oh my gosh, can I do this really quickly? Is it under surface? There is a predict where you're going to land impact marker. Bonk. There we go. Close the editor. That's super handy. I forgot that was there. Okay, I gotta pay attention though. Come on. I still got a lot of speed here. I'm gonna turn it to surface rather than target. Oh, I'm at it. Come on. It's fooling around a little bit too much. Need to lose velocities. Oh, now you can see the impact marker there. See that? So what I can do is realize now, okay, I need to kill off more speed. So that means I need to bring the impact marker. Look at that, look at that, look at that. Like bonk, right there. Isn't that beautiful? That's lovely. I love it. I love it. Okay, what's my speed? It's still pretty fast, actually. I gotta be a little careful. Now that's the stage hitting. So I can move the impact marker around. See that? But I do have to watch my... Oh, put this on surface, Dopey. I do have to... More. I'm going to... Come on, come on, come on. Should be more concerned about speed than where I'm going to hit. Come on, slow down. Slow down. Slow down. Okay, I did good there. A little more this way. Lovely. Okay. No more farting about. Here it comes. Here it comes. Slow down. Slow down. Okay, I'm not really looking. I just want to get down now. A little bit of upness there. A little bit of panic right at the end. Okay, we're good. We're good. We're close enough to our rover. There it is there. So that little target icon's pretty neat. I like that. Okay. Oh my gosh. Okay, there's our rover. So let's... First, let's get first. Okay, two is our ladder. Oh, this light's not on. Our lights off? Our lights are off. Come on, lights on. Silly. There we go. And let's get Bill out. Actually, let's get Phil out. Phil's never been on the surface of the moon. Oh, we gotta hide that. I don't like that anymore. Okay. And we're just gonna get Philip to do himself a little flag planting. So, flag planting. Okay, so this is... I think I simply called it Moonlander 1. And this is Phil, K, and Bill. Ready to find that base location. Boom. Okay. Good. And now we gotta deploy some equipments. So let's see. We'll open up here. I got this equipment here to get. Now, this fella's gonna... Yeah, we're going to... Oh, I gotta get rid of his EVA pack. There. Okay. So he's got one of the 2 science experiments I have. Close that. Then we'll get Bill to do the other one. Frankly, I find this all very confusing. That you want an engineer to deploy and set up things like solar panels and that kind of stuff. I think the solar panels mostly, but you want to have a scientist for the science equipment. So you want to have the right people for the right job. You get bonuses for that. There's also, actually, he could do an EVA report and junk like that, I'm sure. Okay, where's my button? That's my button. So, Bill, oh, I gave him 2. I don't have enough cargos. Okay, you know what we're going to do? Do that. Too much. I want to find something small that he can just deploy. I really did not think this through. We can do it. Okay, let's get... Oh, not the solar panel, but the power... Okay, let's grab this. But I can't give it to you. Oh my gosh. I can't put 2 there. I didn't give myself enough... Oh, wait. Can I just drop this? Just let it go. There. Okay, that's out of the way for now. We'll deal with the rest of that later. Alright, so Bill's going to deploy this, whatever it's called. I'll find its name in a second. Let's get rid of this. So this is the... Boink. What is this? Can we write? No, we can't. Okay, we're going to put her down, and that's going to deploy it. Should deploy. There it goes. This is the control system. So for all the surface science stuff, you want to have the control system. Let's power it up. So we're going to go back to here. By the way, all of this is coming from the Breaking Ground DLC. Where is that one? We have ourselves a little mini RTG, which I really like. Now we can put that away. Okay. Close that. Oh my golly. We'll put the RTG far away from where we're going to be. Okay, that's the RTG. And let's get Phil. Phil has some equipment too. Phil's going to... Dump. That's the wrong button. Deploy. I should really look at what this thing's called. Space to deploy. That is the ionographer PD-22. Okay, so that's there. Let's get the other piece of science equipment. That is the seismic bob, and I think that's it. That is it. for this kind of material anyway. Okay, and we will... Okay, did I give it to the wrong person? Where did I put it? I gave it to Bill. Phil. Okay, and what is that saying? Deploy Phil's KS Science Kit when you use him for more store. Oh, that's true. I could have done that. Whatever. It's all working now. Close this. I noticed that the little deploy button isn't there. Move around. There's the deploy button. Okay, and place the part with that. Okay, now let's get back to Bill. There's Bill. Okay, we're going to start turning stuff on. So get in real close, and you should see F to interact. And he should be turning that on. I think that's all it does. And you can see here what it does now. It's producing 4 units of power. Basically, each piece of equipment is a unit of power. And Bill has allowed, you know, that it was an engineer that did this gave us a little bit of a boost. And the boost is based on his level, and Bill is level 4, so the boost is not insignificant. I think anybody can turn on this control center. I don't think that has to be a scientist. Okay. There we go. We'll turn that on, and we shall again find Phil. Phil will go turn this on. I already have one of these on the moon's surface, but I haven't collected all the science that's available, so I say another one that's not going to hurt. Okay, this one does require an impact in order to collect the science, unfortunately, so I got to arrange to get something to hit the moon again, and then I got this F, interact. And this is now science completed 0.01. Science rate is 60%. I think it's working. This, oh, here it is. Yeah, for sure. 0.75 science points per hour. And it'll just run until whenever it's collected it all. Okay, I think we're done. But there is some more stuff for us to do. First of all, we can do an EVA report. We are in the moon's far side basin for 32. We can do a surface sample for 120. And we're just going to climb the ladder here and store that stuff inside. Store the experiments. And then we're going to take a little science equipment here. Give that to Phil. Phil's going to take himself a golf swing. Form EVA science. Is he hitting away from Bill? That's good. Good job, Phil. Okay. There we go. And that is 0 science. That's okay. Oh, let's be, yeah, of course. I've already, that's not biome specific and I've already done it. But what I can do is store that in here anyway. Go to the lander. I think I'm on the lander now. Review the data. This I'm going to take up to the lab so it can be processed, so we're going to keep that. But this, there's 32 science to transmit, so we'll transmit that away. Here, there's 41 science to transmit, so we'll transmit that away, and then we'll get Phil to regather those. And then I think we're all scienced up. I think we've done all the science that we're going to be able to do. EVA report. Actually, I know one more I can do. Surface sample. Do a jump. And do another EVA report. Oh, I got to overwrite. Yeah, I don't want to do that. He hurt himself with his jump. Store that stuff. Store that. Whoa, and do another EVA report. Boom. That was an EVA report flying over, and we'll store that one. And then all that stuff is really now... Why do I still have one? Won't let me do one. Okay, board anyway. What is that? Experiments. Oh, yes, of course. No? I don't know. What does he... I don't care. Board anyway and dump the experiments. I don't know what... There was something I did a duplicate of. I don't know what I did. Alright, let's go find ourselves that rover. Do the rest of it. Non-electric charges. Oh, is that what happened? That might be what happened. Ah, thank you. I did not put a lot of batteries on this thing. In fact, now I'm thinking about it. I wasn't thinking about science transmitting at all. Not enough electric charge. That's what happened, eh? Okay, so something... I forgot about the electric charge. It's always something I forget. Well, if there's things to forget, that's not a bad one. Review stored data. So there was one I transmitted that never got away. The surface sample. That's what it didn't like. Okay, so what we'll do is we'll wait for this to charge up, and then we'll transmit that. Maybe we won't. I don't know. But what we'll do instead is get on Bill, and let's go find that rover. So there is a rover right there. And we'll see how she performs. This is going to be our first time. We put this on the surface last week, but we've yet to really drive it. So we're going to find out how this works. So get aboard. There we go. Put on the lights. And make sure, you want to make sure the control point, I want that to be forward, not up. And... well, that's weird. Control from here. There we go. That's what I want. And I want... Oh, the reaction wheels are right up here. I want those reaction wheels on SAS only. And again, just to show people, I know I showed this last week, but to show it again because it's such an easy mistake to make. If I put on SAS... and I push W to try and go forward, the whole thing wants to pitch forward because, you know, that's what W means normally. But if you change the reaction wheels to SAS only, now when I do it, there isn't that tendency to want to pitch forward when I'm pushing W. Now I should take the brakes off, and we should be able to just drive over now. We'll see how this performs. No, I believe the deployable science without the antenna is useless. No, it's not. Not on the moon and Minmus. You only need the antenna once you go interplanetary. I have definitely these bases around without the antenna on it. Alright, I'm just going to try and get over to where Phil is without running him over. How are the wheels behaving, by the way? Oh, they seem to be alright. The ones at the front do not steer as well as the ones at the back, probably because I put the fenders on it, so it's more of a back steering type of thing. Let's brakes on. What I might do, let's try and disable the steering at the front, because I really don't think that it's doing too much. We'll see how that works. Okay, Philip, where are you? One of these is Philip. There he is. And board. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I want to use this little scanner here. So we're going to, I guess, run an analysis. You can also turn the little screen on, though I think that's just for looksies. And what it's giving us here, park it here, is, well, our biome and where we are, like we didn't know that, our latitude and longitude. But also, I'm really looking at this ore percentage in the surface. So right now, we're in a pretty high ore area. If I open up the KerbNet access, which I think I can get from here, but I don't think I have access to the ore, if I'm not mistaken. I do not. I only have biomes and altitude. Okay, so, and I can't even zoom in that much, can I? No, this way. There we go. That's what I'm looking for. But I don't think I have That's altitude, and that's biomes, and that's it. Okay, so what we're going to do, I don't have access to ore, so what I want to do is drive around a bit, look at this ore percentage. I think that's the way it's going to work. We're going to do a quick save before we really start driving. And what I'm looking for, really, where's that waypoint? Waypoint Manager, where are you? I did put a waypoint that's really down in this basin. I'm wondering if it's better that way. Now, it's almost 8 kilometers away, but we'll see how we do. We'll see how we do. So let's take the brakes off. Let's head that way. See how we do. So a little bit of a turn here. This will be a good test drive for the rover. Yeah, I love the cardboard map on one of the wheels. I think that's a good little touch. Okay, so here we go. Heading towards that waypoint. Our ETA, without any time warping or anything, is 12 minutes. Electric charge is holding up very well, so I'm happy with that. Okay, this is not going to take too long. That's pretty good. And again, I'm looking at this ore percentage. It still says 14.47. I'm very curious to get it to change. Is really what? Now, I'm just thinking. If I get there, that's great, but can I get the lander there? Maybe. Maybe. Still says 14.47. I'm just slowing down because there's a ridge coming up. Does that ever change? Because if it's 14.47 everywhere, I might as well just keep it. He's a scientist, not an engineer, but I got an engineer here. If that's what the... You like the antenna on there? Yep. Bill's an engineer. I don't know. Should it just matter that having a scientist shouldn't mess it up, should it? Or maybe this comments in Oliver's comments in relation to something else that happened just recently. Don't crash into the rock. Avoid the rock. Good man. Okay, there we go. Still says 14.47, I'm noticing. Interesting. This region's full of ore. There's ore everywhere. Yeah, it might be just I'm very... Like, where I was, it's pretty flat. I might be fine just there. Might not need to really go into this crater. We're technically still in the Far Side Basin crater, though it doesn't feel like we are. I just want to see this change. Make sure I'm not doing something wrong. Whoa, a little air there. Yes, ourselves a little bit of air. I mean, the longitude and latitudes are changing as we're driving, so... Or at least the longitude is. The latitude's not changing much because I'm going pretty much due east. I don't think the screen does anything. I'm wondering if I need maybe to stop. What if I stop? Let's put the brakes on. Coming close to the ridge here anyway. Let's put the brakes on just temporarily. See if this changes when it stops. Oh, a little bit of reverse thrust helps too. Just a little bit. I don't want to end up going, you know. There. Okay. No, it doesn't make a difference, does it? Nope, still the same. So I'm assuming the analysis is still running. Okay, let's brakes off. Let's keep going. I'm looking for the golden 4.48. I just want to see it change. I got me a feeling I'm going to be going right back to the lander because building the base closer to where the waypoint is means actually moving the lander too. I'm also seeing a little bit of potential science collection here. A little bit of moonstone. Might want to get that on the way back. Just going out for a little drive. We got ourselves a rover. We might as well use it. A little bit of a power slide here. I just noticed some moonstone that we can grab. The ore percentage only changes with a biome, Glenn says, but he doesn't remember if that's stock. I always thought it just kind of constantly changed, but maybe. You know, I've done this kind of stuff with mods and with stock, and I always end up forgetting. Okay, you can leave the seat. And you're going to get in here. And you're going to pick up some moonstone. Junk, junk, junk. And no science, but again, oh, moonstone disappeared. Again, food for the lab. Food for the lab. All right, heading back on our, resuming our journey. There we go. Maybe try turning it on and off again, but I don't even see... That's what I did try when I tried to turn the screen off, but I don't even see a button to turn it off. Like, there's nothing here. So I think... Rock, rock, rock. By the way, the rocks are collisionless, so... I could have driven straight through, but it's, you know... It's best to maintain some sense of realism. Okay, where are we at? We're going about 12, 13 meters per second. That feels pretty good. I do like the rover. The rover's driving well. So I'm pleased with that. We are 5 minutes away from that waypoint, which was dropped pretty arbitrarily. Whoa, 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 whoa. Brakes, 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 brakes. We got dropping down a ridge here. Are we in the... I don't know. I don't think I'm going to take this any further. I think this is getting a little silly. I really wanted to get kind of drop into the crater proper, but we're pretty close. We're pretty close. Oh, it's front wheel drive and rear wheel brakes. Actually, it is rear wheel steering. It's a very good question. I think it's four wheel drive because I never did change any of that stuff. But the brakes, it is rear wheel brakes. So maybe take those front brakes, maybe take the rear brakes and put them to 100. So it's more braking strength on the back than on the front. Yeah, hopefully will prevent us from doing a forward roll. But that ridge, it is a gentle slope, isn't it, into the main body of the crater. We're not even changing biomes. We've been in the same biome this entire time, and we will be right up, like that waypoint is still in the same biome. All of this is the far side crater. We'll see how it performs going down the hill, and then I am going to call it. Still says 14.47% for the ore. That is so weird. Oh, well. Okay. Does the 10 meters per second mean 36,000 kilometers per hour? No, 10 meters per second is 36 kilometers per hour. 3.6 is the conversion factor from meters per second to kilometers per hour. So 10 meters per second is 36 kilometers per hour, which isn't really that fast. Okay, we are now going down the hill. But you do want to kind of not have yourself go too airborne, or things can go bad pretty quickly. But I am thinking we might be done. Oh, I'm EVAing excursions without the EVA packs. You are 100% right. If this goes terribly wrong, it's going to be a long walk. Wow. Oliver just pointed that out. Yeah, I left my EVA packs in the lander. That was not bright. That was not bright. So if this goes wrong and we wreck our rover, we are in for a long walk. All right, so I don't want to turn on this hill. We're going down a pretty decent slope here. When I take the brakes off, we really do pick up some speed. So I'm going to get down to the bottom and then we'll turn around. Because it's been 14.47 the whole way. There's no point going down here. But right now, momentum's on our side. Momentum says go down. You know, gravity is saying keep going. And we'll turn around on the bottom. I don't want to turn around on the hill because I worry I'm going to end up rolling in this thing. So for a rover, we didn't exactly accomplish too much, considering we're going to go right back to where our lander was and say, that right there, that's the best spot. That's the best spot. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. Something happened. Something happened. SAS off. Let's get back down. Brakes. I just noticed the run analysis ended. Okay. Okay, let's stop. Stop, 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 stop. Look at the backwardsiness there. Okay. The run analysis just... I guess it ran its analysis. It just takes some time. So is that's an average over the whole thing that I just did? It's not a live thing? Oh, we're going back. Oh, I didn't realize it. So the whole running analysis takes time. I guess that makes sense. So this whole thing where I thought I was getting a live number was incorrect. It was a... Okay. It was doing, and this is the average over the whole thing. And I notice the average is lower than where we started. Biomes changed to Midland. Oh, this is a Midland crater. Isn't that neat? Okay. Okay. Here, let's stop. Okay. That's kind of neat. Let's EVA report. Or, yeah, let's leave the seat. We can do some Midland crater sampling here. So we'll do an EVA report. There we are, 32 science from the Midland crater. We can take a surface sample. All right. Neat. Oh wait, you have to click on the seat, silly board. Now I can't transmit from here, can I? Like if I go review report, can I transmit? Oh yeah, look at that. Okay, cool, cool, cool. Neat. Okay, and we'll transmit. Oh, that's the moonstone analysis. I don't want to transmit that. But the EVA report, we can... Oh no, there's nothing to transmit. So let's take one more surface sample and then we're done. So it did change. This is a Midland crater. Okay. See, I was completely misunderstanding that. Do another surface sample. That's what I'm trying to do. Nope. Okay, do another EVA report. I didn't have both of those. Review report. I have the moonstone analysis. Review sample. I have a surface sample. What did I transmit then? Sure. Overwrite the EVA report. I don't know what just happened there. That was weird. Okay. Probably just clicked the wrong thing. I'm just leaving. The thing with the map on the fender comes from the Apollo 17 where they fixed the fender exactly that way. Oh, nice. I did not know. I like my fender. So you got to put the most valuable things as your fenders, right? So you got Kerbals at the front for a front bumper, and you got your most expensive piece of equipment as your back bumper. Isn't that the way you're supposed to design these things? Okay, we're going back. I think this was a colossal waste of time. Yeah, so the percentage did change. It's now 11.97, but that was the average over the entire length of time we were doing that analysis. The analysis takes time to do. I find it a little bit funny that there wasn't, at least as far as I could see, anything that just said they're going, hey, you know, we're running an analysis. This is going to take, you know, 5 seconds or, you know, like a couple of minutes or whatever it was. Do I have a screaming schedule for the realistic playthrough? I do not. That's from the cake, and I do not stream that. That is done on my own time. I find when I stream, I rush. I go through things quickly. I with RP1, I need to take my time. I need to go through slowly. I need to think about what it is that I'm doing. So I do not stream that. But what I do is just play for whatever period of time, usually about 6-7 hours or so, sometimes longer, and then edit that into a video that's typically around 25 minutes. So that's the way the RP1 series works. No live streams. I think live streaming RP1 would be terrifying and boring at the same time. Because sometimes I play that for like an hour or two and really accomplish almost nothing. Yeah, now it's changed back. See that? Now it's 14.47. I don't even know what the heck that run analysis did. Avoiding rocks. Good job. Oh, I should have quick saved. You should always, when you're with a rover, we're going to get some air here. Woohoo! When you're stopped, take advantage of that to do a quick save. In case you end up doing something catastrophic, you can at least revert back. Yeah, I think the percentage is very much the same. Well, thank you very much, Cake. Or the Cake. Okay, so what we'll do, where are we at with the stream? Oh, we're at 1. Oh my gosh, this took much longer than... Spent a lot more time farting about than I thought I would. So I think what we'll do is we'll get these folks back. And I think I'm going to leave them on the surface. I'm going to try and keep my speed up. I'm about 3 minutes from a thing. So what am I doing right now? Right now, we landed on a rover. We were going around looking for a high percentage of ore. And it turns out that where we were was pretty much as high percentage as it was in this area. So we're going back to where we came from. Where our lander is. We're going to park there. And we're going to look at it. I want to just check the terrain, make sure it's fairly flat, but it seemed fairly flat. And if it is fairly flat, we're going to use that as a base location. And I'm looking at the time, and it's going to be next stream. What we're going to be doing is we're going to be putting together a base. I'm not sure if it's all going to go in one whole go, or if it's going to go up in modules. Probably go up in modules. We'll put it together on the surface here. Bill and Phil will become our first residents of the base, and we'll go mining some ore for just the purpose of mining ore. Actually, that's not necessarily just for the purpose. I have a contract to extract some ore from the moon, so we'll be doing that. But that's not going to happen today, right? Today, we're just on our way back to... Oh, I can take off... there. I no longer need to pay any attention to that waypoint. In fact, what I might do is drop a waypoint where I think a good spot for the base will be. Alright, so 2.4 kilometers. I'm starting to get cocky when I'm driving faster, so hopefully that's not going to go badly. Okay, we're going to get air here. Rock! And we're going right for a rock. And steer, 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 steer. There you go. Bill's a madman. Yeah, run analysis. I did run the analysis. That's how I got this, but it just seemed to be 4.47 all the time. But I already did run the analysis down. I guess it's still running the... yeah. The dumb thing is I have a tutorial on that in which for the tutorial I looked up on the KSP wiki like all the instructions and played around and made a tutorial about it. And then promptly forgot everything because since that tutorial I've done none of this stuff. Alright. And yeah. What do we got? About 800 meters to our lander there. We'll construct ourselves a little base. I'll start slowing down here a bit. So this thing doesn't exactly stop on a dime. Do you have a build video for this rover? Yes, I built the rover last stream. I also dropped a couple of edits of that stream down. But it has the rover on it. If you go to my homepage, it's pretty easy to find. It's going to be up there towards the top because it's a recent thing. But yes, the rover build is there as well as last stream. Last stream we built the rover and we brought it here. That was last stream pretty much. And this stream was finishing the build on this lander and getting it here. So, what do we think? It's a little hilly. I want to think about a base location. Maybe I'm thinking like this way. Went all that way from Moonstone. I think that's Moonstone right there, isn't it? I'm thinking the top of this hill. Top of this hill, overlooking, nice view that way. Right up here. Let's open up that curb net, because the curb net, I'm pretty sure, if we're on... This is the biome one, but if we put it on here... Oh, there isn't. It just tells me the altitude. I thought it told me a slope, but it doesn't. I can get Kerbal Engineer to tell me the slope, but I'm not going to bother. But I'm thinking... Does this look like a happy spot for a base? I think this looks like a happy spot for a base. So, we're going to get out Waypoint Manager, and I think I should be able to just get it to add a waypoint right here. Yes, this is base here. And use the terrain for its altitude, apply, and save. And there we go. We now have a waypoint right there. That's where we're going to put our base. This Werner's Dawn one is gone. I don't care about that. Yes, go away. And what we're going to do is just go back, clean up our landing site. And then next week we'll get the base there. Yeah, top of a hill is a good place for a base. There's a high ore concentration here. Let's turn off our little screen. I don't think we're going to use that anymore. But I'm going to put these folks in the lander because they're going to wait down here. I do have the fuel to get back up to the station, but the issue is up at the station that there's no extra fuel to refuel the lander to get back down. In fact, that's going to be part of the purpose of the base. So the lander's going to stay here, and these two are going to stay here. And we're going to have to wait for a base for them to live in. I don't want to destroy the rover. We're going to keep it. We'll park it just outside the base. You know, you need to have... Okay, a little bit of backwardsness here. Oh, stop that. Whoa, where are you going? Bill, what are you... I don't even have my hands on the keyboard. Okay, he's coming back. Okay, why is it doing this headstand thing? That is so strange. Okay, I'm gonna get the reaction wheels. That's an octagonal strut. Reaction wheels. We're going to put it back on to normal, and then we're going to use that to bring the pitch down. I don't know what Bill was thinking there. That was some crazy stuff. Okay, we are now down on the surface. Did we... Yeah, I think we cleaned up. So let's... Phil, leave the seat. Yeah, okay, we put that light away. I remember I threw a light on the ground. I want to make sure I cleaned up after myself. So board. And actually, while I'm here, let's give Phil back his... Oh, he took his EVA... Oh my gosh, we got that magic spawning EVA trick happening. See that? Where our extra science kit turned into an EVA pack. That is the weirdest bug. Sometimes they turn into EVA packs. Sometimes they turn into... Sometimes they turn into parachutes. I've never figured it out. Okay, Bill, get in. Alright, so as we sort of bring this to a close, one thing I do want to remind people of is that next... I got now four EVA packs. Oh, this is so dumb. EVA packs everywhere. Okay. That's okay. So, on Saturday this week, will be the next episode of the RP1 series. So I'm hoping people will be looking forward to that, and we'll pick that up. But in the meantime, I think I'm going to be drawing this stream to a close. Next week, we will build that base, and we will bring it here. So in the meantime, I want to thank everybody in the chat. I want to thank everybody watching this at a later date. And of course, an extra special thank you to all of my Patreon patrons and YouTube members. Have yourselves a fantastic week, and we'll see you all next Tuesday. Bye, everybody.